What's up YouTube, Liam Gordon here. Today I'm gonna... Hi Teddy. Today I want to show you a photo shoot that I did back in August, and it was on a lake. I was in the canoe with all my camera gear. It felt super sketchy. We got up at sunrise in order to do sunrise photos on the lake, and I filmed it on the GoPro so that I could make a movie about it later on. So I'm going to show you how I edited the photos after the photo shoot, and first of all, here is the clips from the shoot. I'm going to vlog. So I woke up at 5:30 AM this morning to see the sunrise and take some pictures with Zuhei here. She's a dancer and she's going to do yoga on this paddleboard. But as you can see, there's no sunrise. We're just going to do Moody lake pictures instead. Alright, whenever you're ready. They don't have your colours, but I like them because they're moody, like the clouds. Yep. Oh, there's a tree going to be sticking out your butt. Yep. Like that tree right there. I'm not ready. I just need to get this trampoline out of the background. I'm drifting so much. God damn. Oh. That was it for the photo shoot. The one thing that really annoyed me was I couldn't really change my angle of shooting, so I was always shooting from like head height here. Maybe I could have put the camera in live view and held it down by the water, but I was so nervous to actually lean to either side that I would like end up tipping over and dropping my camera in the water. So it just was not worth it for me, so I just made do with that one angle that I had, which was pretty low anyways, to be fair, but in some photos it was kind of cutting through Zuhei's head and I just had to adjust as best I could. Alright, let's head over into Lightroom and I'll show you how I edited my favourite photo that day. Alright, so we're in Lightroom and the first thing I'm going to do is basic adjustments. I'm just going to add a tiny little bit of exposure to it. There's a lot of sort of lost detail up in the sky here, and I want to bring back a bit more of that blue colour instead of just having it blown out in white. The shadows I'm also going to lift up to about there, about a quarter of the way, say 25. Under the whites I'm going to boost them just a tiny little bit. Blacks I'm going to bring down quite a lot and add some of that contrast back in. Around about there looks good. Clarity, I'm going to add +9 on the clarity. I don't like to touch this slider too much. I go back and forth whether I actually like it or not, but in this case I think it helps a little bit. I'm going to go up and adjust the white balance now. It was, as you can see, it was like super blue looking. Because it was such a cloudy morning, there wasn't any sunrise to see, but it was just like a blue light coming down through the clouds. And what I want to do is take some of that blue out and just warm the picture up and sort of bring back the skin tones. This is probably more than I've ever warmed a photo up before. I guess it was just so blue out in that morning. Under tint, I'm going to add a bit more magenta in because I think that still looks a little bit green. Right at 19 looks good. Now I'm going to go into the tone curve and I'm just going to add a very slight tone curve. I'm going to bring the fade up just the tiniest amount. 3.5 is plenty. Drop the shadows down just a touch. A bit barely below that line, I think. And then maybe just an extra little bit here. I'll just play around with that a little bit. I think that looks good there. So that's without the tone curve and that's with it. Brings back a little bit of that contrast and adds like the smallest amount of fade you can hardly even. Alright, then we're going to go into the HSL. I'm going to grab the blues. I'm going to drop them down a little bit to about -10. Should be plenty. Bring them towards the teal side so it takes all that blue colour. Under detail, I'm going to go a tiny bit more sharpening and then I'm just going to mask it off most of the way up. If you hit the option key, you'll be able to see what part of the image is going to be sharpened. So if you have it way down, it's going to sharpen pretty much everything. And if you bring it all the way up, you're going to just get those edges where there's more contrast. Before I forget, I'm going to go into the crop tool. The horizon Wasn't straight anyways, because that's actually heading away from me, so it was kind of on a slope, but I think it looks a little bit better when it's closer to being level, instead of having her level and having the horizon squint. I might even just crop it in a little bit to bring her more into the center of the picture. Alright, I think that's looking pretty good. Alright, this last edit is in camera calibration. I don't often use this, but in this case it was awesome for bringing out those tones that I wanted, to bring out the blues and to just make those reds pop out a little bit more. And I think it just adds a lot more to the photo. The light was really, speaking of light, I've just got sun blinding me through this window now. The light that morning was so flat and so boring. Using the camera calibration to sort of bring out that color contrast and find the tones that I wanted to, gives this image that little sprinkle of salt or whatever it was that it was missing. Alright, let's go back into Lightroom and I'll show you what I mean. So this here is the camera calibration tab, and what we're going to take is the reds, the red primary, and we're going to push that up a little bit, about 22. See there, it makes our swimsuit and the paddleboard a lot more orange. We're going to counterbalance that a little bit when we take the blue primary, bring it a lot further down actually, minus 51. That looks pretty nice there. See, it's brought the colours up, it's added some like saturation in there, so it looks a lot more, I mean it's still orange, but it sort of like pops out, and it's turned all the blues in the sky and in the water more of a teal colour, and it's added some saturation into it as well. But I think it's maybe went a bit too far, so we're just going to bring the saturation down a touch under the red, and then the same with the blue. We're just going to bring it down in there, just round about there. Looks pretty good. And that's the image pretty much done. The only thing that bothers me, that I would love to take out, is her shirt, which is kind of balled up on the end of the paddleboard there, and maybe even that paddle. But for the purposes of Instagram, I think this is fun. Actually, you know what? Let's take this shirt out. Let's go into Photoshop and take that shirt out just now. I think it'll be quite easy. Alright, we've imported into Photoshop, and I'm going to zoom in. I'm going to go into this lasso and just hope this does a great job. I'm going to draw a line round. Let's see how that does. Shift delete. Actually not as bad as I thought. Just finish that off. I'm going to go S for the stamp tool, and then we're just going to go right here. Stamp that away. X out of that, hit save, and we'll jump back into Lightroom, and it should have saved a copy of the photo with the shirt removed. I didn't want to remove the paddle. I feel like it might be beyond my skills in Photoshop to just create the edge of the paddleboard there, but I think I can relatively convincingly remove that shirt. It's kind of a quick hack job of it, but I think it looks pretty good, even just for if you're just using it for Instagram or something like that. And that is it. We've gone from this like blue looking, very flat lit morning photo to this colourful, like punchy looking, contrasty, moody, cloudy sunrise lake photo. Alright, thank you very much for watching. Like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in the next video. Cheers! Hi Teddy. Where are you going? This is Teddy. He's our foster dog. He's some kind of pit bull mix, and he's the biggest softie. He just wants pets, and he whines and cries when he doesn't get them.